Hi, I'm Kimchiman. This is my first video. Today I'm going to talk about housing in Korea. You know, Koreans love living in apartments. I live on the 12th floor in an aisle-style apartment. There are so many apartments all over Korea, and there are more coming up in my neighborhood. There is an aisle-style apartment, but also there is a staircase apartment which has 2 to 3 households on the same level. Another type is a apartment business combined, so there are stores on the lower level of the building. This is a typical townhouse you see in Korea. This is about 15 to 20 years old, I guess. This is relatively a new townhouse that has been around for 2 years. The building looks good and brand new. The windows and window frames are pretty modern too. There's a parking space on the first floor. At the back of this townhouse, there are super old ones that have been around for almost 30 years with semi-basement floors too. This is another old townhouse with half basement floors or semi-basement floors. People don't like to live on the basement floors anymore because they could be quite smelly or damp in the summer. Where there are many townhouses, the streets are always packed. This is a hybrid of apartments and townhouses. This usually is a 3-story building with semi-basement floors. There are usually 5 to 6 different households in the same building. The first floor always tends to be the most spacious. These types are not built anymore. The biggest disadvantage may be the insulation. The gaps between the doors and door frames and windows and window frames are bigger than those in apartments or townhouses. One advantage is that they tend to be cheaper than apartments or townhouses. So if you're looking for an affordable accommodation, this is the one. One disadvantage I can think of is that it could be hard to resell them as the prices of these buildings might not go any higher as opposed to apartments or townhouses, whose prices go up later in the future. This is a house that you rarely see in Korea. It has poor installation, this is old, but it has a yard and more freedom than apartments or townhouses. It might be quite cool to rent the top floor as it has a lot of space. I live in this apartment. There are about 150 households. There are 2 basement floors for parking. You can park your car outside too. This is a security guard's office. There are 2 offices in this apartment. They take care of people in the building. There are 2 security guards in each office. They work, take a break, and even sleep there. One of the good things about security guards is that when you shop online and when you're not home, delivery guys sometimes just drop your stuff off at the security guard's office and you can take them later. So I always feel thankful for them. Well, I guess Koreans love living in apartments. One of the best things when it comes to living in apartments is insulation. There are always double layers of windows, which can be a huge factor for your electricity bills. Besides insulation, the inner materials or the cement quality is pretty good. The gap between the door and the building isn't so big that it blocks up the heat or cold air from outside effectively. This is important as Korea has harsh winter and it can be very hot in the summer. There are double layers of windows, like I said. The outer one is stronger and sturdier and it's more expensive. The inner one is made of wood. It doesn't much of a job as the outside one, but it's pretty good too. So these windows do a good job in protecting the building from the heat or cold air. This is a typical design of a Korean apartment or townhouses. There's something made of wood between the wall and the ceiling. I think this wooden thing is a very Korean thing. Personally, I believe it looks quite lame and old-fashioned. And everybody has the same design, same wooden thing between the ceiling and the wall. and I'm kind of sick of it. Living room, oh, I'm sorry about the towel. So that wooden thing is everywhere, and I wanted to mention that the cement is pretty strong too. Knock, knock, knock. What you see is the veranda. I left the door open, so this is the inner insulation. I left it open, but if you close it, you don't hear much noise because it blocks the noise and it preserves the heat inside. You open it, it's a veranda. It's a little messy, I'm sorry. And on the right, that's where the heating system is located. So we are using one of the big companies, and it has a floor heating system as most Korean households use. And this is another window. So you open it and you see a lot more apartments at the back of this apartment. There are also townhouses. That's a aisle style apartment. That's a staircase apartment. Another aisle style apartment, staircase style apartment. So the installation in the apartments is good. They're quite strong and sturdy, and they have a good image among people in Korea. People feel more secure and safe in living in apartments. Because of security guards, people would feel more secure, but also culturally, Korean people like sticking together. I think most people would be afraid of living in a big house away from many people. This is an apartment where my friend lives. It's just literally a few steps away from it. There is a convenience store and other restaurants nearby. Taking out garbage is always a big deal. That's for food waste, and that's for garbage. You have to pay for plastic bags when you want to dump the garbage. You have to buy plastic bags to take out the food garbage in Korea, but my friend has a different system here in this apartment. He has a residence card. He puts the card on the machine, and according to its weight, it gets added to your maintenance bill. I think this is really cool. Actually, I've never seen it before. This is a very new and modern apartment, so I think it has a very good technology in this apartment complex. There are bike racks and also a recycling house. You have to buy plastic bags like this to take out the garbage. In the recycling house, you have to sort out things that you have to recycle. So according to each label, you can sort out your trash. This green box is for clothes, so if you don't wear any clothes, you can put them in there. There are compartments for boxes, paper, plastic bags, cans, etc., etc. And every apartment has a different plan. Some apartments allow you to take out your garbage on Saturdays and Sundays. They are very well sorted out here. There's also a silver house for old people living in this apartment so that they can get together and have fun. There's a childcare center too, so it is super convenient if you live in this apartment. There is also a park you can use in this apartment complex as a resident. And my friend is exercising at the moment. This is a very good thing for the residents here. My friend has an electronic device in his car provided by the apartment, so when he passes by the front gate, it goes by very easily. Look at the fine dust from China. My God. There are many downsides in apartments too. They tend to be more expensive than any other types of housing. Also, this could be a worldwide thing, but there is a noise issue between two floors. They end up having a fight, or it gets elevated to a severe level. And the maintenance fees can be pretty high. There are also defects even in newly built apartments, but big companies don't even want to compensate for them, so it could be a headache. The last type of housing I want to mention is office-tel. It's a combination word of hotel and office. It's only in Korea. It's a broken English. It's a very small, individual housing for single people. My friends and I often call it a shoebox as they're really small. Some people use it as an office, others use it as a house. Well, sizes vary, but if you're looking for an affordable one, this may be a good one because it's good for single people. So please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to create more fun and practical videos later. See ya!